Here we have the Syngonium Auritum. This one is really neat because it's super mature already. You can see the distinct tri-lobes that Syngonium are known for. Oftentimes we don't even see them reach this maturity level as they need to climb to reach this really mature tri-lobe look or leaf shape. But let's get into the care instructions for this really cool, easy to grow plant. Now it's important to note that if you already grow other Syngonium and you're having a lot of success with them, this is going to be the same care as your other Syngonium. So just plan on caring for them like you would even other philodendron, really. Most other philodendron would have the same care instructions as the Syngonium. So rest assured, this is a very easygoing plant that's fun to grow. Now this is a climber, so if you want to put it on something to climb a trellis, a moss pole, it does prefer to go upward, but it's perfectly fine to let them trail as well. However, you might lose the trilobes, you might lose the mature foliage that we have here as the plant trails down, and the leaves will likely get smaller as well. Starting off with light, this plant needs very bright light. Now, not like a succulent or a cactus might need, like right up in a windowsill, like touching the glass. It doesn't need that. It does need to see a nice wide view of the sky, so make sure you're doing your checks when you get down on your plant's perspective and you're looking at it out of the sky. It should be unobstructed. You shouldn't be looking out, or your plant shouldn't be looking out at your neighbor's house or a big canopy of trees or, a covered patio, for example. These need to see unobstructed sky. Now, if it's in a south window or a west-facing window, especially ones that tend to get quite hot, like if you know you have a really hot window, back it off the glass a couple of feet. That's going to prevent that burning. Still maintaining that nice wide view of the sky, but moving it far enough away from the window that it's not burning from that hot afternoon sun in your south or your west-facing window. As far as watering goes, we have two different watering regimens. During the spring and summer months, this is their active growth period. They're going to be putting on a ton of leaves. You're going to see a lot of new growth. During that period, we water when they're about 25% dry. And now during the winter months, they're going to go dormant. This takes place from about fall through winter. And that could change a little bit depending where you are, but basically it's like November through February-ish. They're going to go dormant, and you're going to see very little new growth, and you might not even see any new growth at all. That's perfectly normal during the dormant season. They're kind of in a hibernation state, so to speak. During that time, we let them dry out a little bit more in between watering. We let them dry out about 50% in between really thorough soakings. But it's important to remember that no matter what time of the year it is, dormancy or active growth period, we are letting the plant get a full soak every time we water. So 25% dry or 50% dry, doesn't matter depending on the time of the year. We're doing 100% complete soak every single time the plant needs to be watered. As far as repotting goes, we like to do that every 2 years, or when the roots start coming out of the bottom drainage holes. For soil, we like to use an aroid mix. That's 1 part houseplant soil mixed in with 1 part orchid bark, mixed in with 1 part pumice or perlite or cactus soil, something that's going to bring more aeration and drainage down into the soil. Mix that all up, it's going to have a really nice chunky airiness down into the roots, which is really important for aroids and syngoniums to really combat that root rot and give them a nice good root system now. It's also important to remember when you're repotting, just do it during the spring and summer months when they're actively growing, and just go up 1 pot size. So this is in a 6-inch pot right now. When this is ready to be repotted, I would go up to a 7 or an 8-inch pot at most. Try not to go any larger than that. As far as fertilizer goes, we just fertilize during the growing season. When the plant is actively growing, we feed it just a well-balanced liquid soluble or granule fertilizer. Any general purpose houseplant fertilizer is going to be perfectly fine for these guys. So that's going to do it for the care instructions for the Syngonium Auritum. If you have any questions about this beautiful plant, please let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you have one and if you love growing it, because I know that they're super easy and fun and very rewarding.